Hey everybody, how's it going? It is Matt and it is finally Fiendish Friday. Yes, I said that right. TGIF. Yes, yes, yes. First and foremost, I hope each and every one of you are having a great morning, evening, dawn, day, or dusk, all that wonderful stuff, because life is too short otherwise to not make yourself happy. So do the best you can to keep yourself happy and everyone around you happy, because life will be much better that way. Please do like, share, and subscribe, guys. I love seeing your new faces, and everybody here that's been here for a while. I love your faces as well. You guys, if it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be here today. So thank you very much for tuning in daily. If you do, that brings a lot of joy to my heart. I know I put out a lot of content, but it's something that gets me through my day every week. So do bear with me if I put out too much for you, and that's why I do it on the YouTube format, so you guys can uh, pick and choose what you want to watch, or if you want to save some for later, you can always do that. That's the beauty of YouTube. You're able to save your projects, unlike just doing them straight onto Facebook like what I used to do. That was how I basically got my start in this, and now I've moved on to the YouTubes. So if you guys are new here, please do look in the description box as always. There's always a link. There's always a link to a trailer or a scene to a movie. There's always a cast, and then the director, who your starring cast, your director, how long the cut is that I'm watching, the release, or the runtime of it, and if I find anything worthwhile, I will always put some little trivia. Some nice little I almost said TNA, some little trivia for you guys to look at, and maybe it'll make you go, huh, or maybe it'll make you go poppycock. No, one of those two it'll make you do. Anyways, let's move on to the movie. Today's is from 1991. This cut is running at, I believe it's an hour and 33 minutes, if memory serves me correct. It's an hour and 34 minutes. Excuse me, it is a 94 minute feature film. My kind of runtime, anywhere from that 80 to 100 minute mark. That's where I like my movies to roll. And who does this one have? It's got Denise Crosby, who is, if some of you guys have, which most of you I know have, seen Pet Cemetery, she was in that. She was also in a really good one called Miracle Mile, which was about a nuclear holocaust. A guy walking down the road happens to answer a telephone call from a payphone, just randomly answering it because it just keeps ringing and ringing and ringing, and it's somebody saying that the end of the nuclear, they've shut off their nuclear weapons, and the end of the world's basically going to start in X amount of time. Very, very good, kind of an eerie movie. Definitely check out Miracle Mile. That's one I really, really enjoy, and that one's got a Blu-ray and a DVD, if memory serves me correct. It's a very, very easily attainable. Much like today's, I think today's is pretty obtainable as well. I got it very, very easily, and I think I paid like $22 for it. Not a whole lot, and that's, in my opinion, what the going rate is usually for these ones. And it's going to be none other than 1991's Dolly Dearest. And this is it also, like I said, it has Denise Crosby in here. She's really good. You should know her from Pet Cemetery, Miracle Mile. She did a bunch of television stuff. We got Sam Bottoms in here, which he did a bunch of television stuff as well. I mostly know him from Outlaw Josie Wales. We got Rip Torn in here, who did all kinds of things. The whole time I was watching this, all I could think of is, if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. If you can dodge Dolly Dearest, you can dodge a ball. That's one of those things things I kept thinking in my head. It just made me giggle a lot. I don't know why. We got Chris Demertrol. I don't really. He looks familiar, but I don't know. I can't think of any movies off the top of my head that he was in. Nothing that. It must have been of great significance if I can't remember it. Candace Hudson, she did, this was her biggest thing. She did some TV stuff, and then she did a voiceover for, I forget which character exactly, but for on the movie, on the first 3 or 4 Land Before Time films. So she was a little girl that did some voiceover work, some good stuff there. And then we got Lupe Ontiveros. Lupe, rest in peace, Lupe. She's one of those actresses that when you see her on screen, you recognize her completely. She's a great character actor, one that everything I see her in, she's always entertaining, whether it be in a comical way or a dramatic way. She always put in a great performance. So rest in peace, Lupe, you were great. And then who was it that played oh, I forget what his name is. It's like Ed something. I'll have to pull it up here. Sorry guys, I didn't get it listed in time, but Ed Gale. Ed Gale plays Dolly Dearest, and it just all of a sudden clicked in my brain, like, duh. Ed Gale played Dolly Dearest, who also happened to have played Chucky in the original Child's Play, and he may have been the one in Part 2, if memory serves me correct. There is a nice little interview on here with him, which it looks like his health has diminished very, very much, and he was on a oxygen breathing apparatus, and just didn't look very healthy compared to what he would have probably looked like. But he is a dwarf, so they're he's a little person, and so their health is a lot different than a grown person, a normal sized human being. So I took a lot of that into factor, and he looked like he was a little bit of an older gentleman at this point, because this is like 29 years ago that when this movie came out, so it's been a hot minute. He also was in Spaceballs. He would have played one of the Dink Dinks kind of whatever, the ones that followed Yoda. Or Yogurt, excuse me, not Yoda, but Yogurt, the ones that followed him. He played one of those characters, and then a bunch of other stuff like some commercials and things of that type and whatnot. But that is a notable performance in there, because the Dolly Dearest in here is creepy as hell. You're constantly seeing, it's more than just one, there's multiples. It's basically explained by, I'll get to it here in a moment, but I do want to show you guys this beautiful release from Vinegar Syndrome. This is the artwork that I know it most for. Open that up there. I don't know why that was, but it is a standard issue pressed Blu-ray and DVD alternative artwork, which I don't really like that one as much as this other one. I know this movie for having this other artwork for both VHS and DVD. I do have a DVD of it somewhere kicking around here. I didn't feel like going and unpacking it, because I do know that I have one, because this was an upgrade. Anyways, as far as special features go, like I said, there's a documentary or a interview with Ed Gale. There's a interview with oh shoot, what is her name? Our lead in here, Denise Crosby. There is a very nice interview in there with her. Goes over some of the high points and low points of the film and some of the things in her career that she worked on. Most notably was Pet Sematary, which most people should know that one by now, the Stephen King film. If you don't know it, please Google it. Do yourself a huge favor, watch it, and don't watch the 2018, I think is when that came out, remake with John Lithgow. I mean, it's an okay remake, but it is pure garbage compared to the original. The original is just, it's a phenomenal film, and it's pretty much a masterpiece of its time. It's a classic. It's one everybody in the horror community should see, which I would like to see more people give this one a try. It's totally worth it. It's basically about this family that moves to Mexico because one of them's relatives owned this doll factory down there and it had passed away, and so they had moved down there to take over this doll factory, open it back up basically, and put it back in its prime, like make it back to its heyday where they're running full like they're full of workers and they're making dolls constantly. One of those ordeals. They wanted to bring it back to that, to fruition, but the whole while when they get there, there's this Rip Torn plays this character who is an archaeologist. Cripes, that was tough for me to say there for a moment. Sorry, guys, I get to stuttering sometimes, and I trip over words, so if you haven't noticed, if you watch my reviews. But he's an archaeologist that has uncovered this tomb to this like... this demon baby that has a goat's head that is basically like the equivalent to the devil, or something along those lines. It's a much more ancient religion as the way they describe them, and their spirits bring evil, and they inhabit all these dolls, and they're running around causing just pure chaos. Like there's a scene where Lupe, unfortunately her character dies, but she gets electrified in this pool of water. A very fun scene. It works good. It was crazy seeing Lupe play this part in this movie. It was nice to see her get out of her normal role. But she has a scene a death scene. There's another scene that involves another guy who at one point gets his hand run through a sewing machine, which is like holy crap. But he ends up what did they do to him? He had. Doggone it, I forget now exactly what 100% has to him, but their excuse was that he had a heart attack, which is like, whatever. That's Dolly Dearest killed his ass. But in the whole while, their daughter, the family's daughter, is basically becoming more and more and more possessed under the spell of this Dolly, and she becomes more and more evil as time goes. At one point, like, Lupe is bringing out or picking up the dishes from their lunch or breakfast or whatnot, whenever it is they're eating, but picking up the dishes, and the little girl like throws them out of her hand and like just talks mad shit. Like at one point, like I don't know what it is she said, but it was in that ancient language, and Lupe's character is just like, oh my gosh, Santa Maria. No, she didn't say Santa Maria, but she was definitely very unnerved by it. She knew exactly what was being talked about, and what they basically meant, which was not anything good. Let's see. Do I want to sell anything else? The mom basically, her character is she's very skeptical to everything. Eventually, she starts witnessing these things with Dolly Dearest, or with their daughter and the Dolly. At one point, she's in the bedroom with her, and she's freaking out. Excuse me. And she grabs a hold of the mom and says, "I'm going to kill you," you know. Oh, excuse me. Kind of a creepy, crazy thing for to hear a child say that to you. I don't know why I got hiccups all of a sudden. Anyways, but now, like, if I wanted to rate this thing on a technical side, this thing's probably a 3 out of 5. It's middle of the road when it comes to that. It does have some flaws here and there as far as continuity errors. There's good editing. The sound score works for it. For the most part, everything on a technical side works perfectly. It could be better though, but it works perfectly. They were seamless when it came to editing together the Ed Gale character running around as the Dolly to the actual animatronic doll that they were using on set. It was a pretty seamless cut between both of those, which was very nice. And as far as an entertaining thing goes, this thing is extremely entertaining. It's not as good as Child's Play. Please don't get me wrong there. It's nowhere near as good as that. But I would hold it up there as a nice mid tier. You know what? Even top tier. This belongs on a top tier like Killer Dolls movie. I feel like because it doesn't get enough attention, and hopefully this new Vinegar Syndrome release will bring the attention that it duly deserves. Anyways, so I'm going to give this thing a 4 out of 5 when it comes to technical side, or I mean, entertainment side. So we got a 7 out of 10. That's a pretty good number. I feel like for it. Maybe an 8 if you're with a group of people and you're having a good time and just having fun with a movie. You know, this could be a borderline 8. One of those kind of things. All right, guys. Love your faces as always. I hope you all have a great weekend. I'll see y'all on Monday. Have a happy 4th of July. Don't do anything too crazy. Yeah. So I love you.